Okay, starting with our warm-up with our feet a little more than hip width apart, we're going to start with just gentle arm swings, twisting side to side. Make sure you have enough room. Kind of check the space around you. And if that feels good, maybe start lifting your heels and turning a little more. Just kind of loosening everything up, getting everything warmed up. All right, from there, we're going to come to a stillness and do our arm circles forward. And then backward. And then throw them in and out, switching which arm goes on top. Just kind of loosening up the shoulders. Moving on to our elbows, we're going to do circles in one direction. And then the other direction. And then moving on to our wrists. I like to do figure eights on the wrists, give both directions at the same time. Now that we should be nice and loosened up through our upper body, we're going to move on to our lower body. So bring those feet out a little bit further. Hip rotations going one direction. And then go in the other direction. Moving down to our knees, bring those feet back in together. Start with just going backwards and forwards. Just rocking your knees. And then if they're feeling good, nothing pinching, nothing cranky, go ahead and add some circles in one direction. If the circles don't feel good for your knees, stick with just forward and back. If you're doing circles, go the other way. And then finishing off with our ankles. Hold on to a chair, table, wall, whatever, if you need to. Pick one foot up and rotate the ankle in circles one direction. And then go the other way. And then switch feet. And go the other direction. Beautiful. All right. To get started today, we're going to do dumbbell swings. We've done kettlebell swings in the past. Dumbbell swings are very similar, but instead of going between your legs with the dumbbells, you go to the side. So you're focusing on your back and lower body for this, not your arms. So you're driving the motion almost like a deadlift, really working the back and core. All right, we've got 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. You want the weights to come up shoulder level, maybe eye level. But again, you're not efforting through your arms. You're using your core. This is a great one to get your blood pumping starting out too. If you are doing it with a kettlebell or one heavier weight, just swing it between your legs with your feet out a little further. Halfway there already. And time. Beautiful. You're gonna go down to one weight here. We're gonna do holding the weight in the center, either by the ends or by the middle, depending on how wide your weight is. You're gonna do side lunges into an upright row, just like that. So side lunge, step in, upright row, step out to the other side. Doggo wanted to be in the video today. All right, 1 minute, here we go. You don't have to reach all the way down toward the ground, but let your upper body come down almost like you're doing a skater lunge, and then do your upright row in the middle. More than halfway there, only 20 seconds to go. Almost there. And time, excellent. All right, from here, we're gonna take that same weight, or perhaps a slightly lighter one, and you're gonna do overhead circles with it. So you want your feet fairly wide, a little more than hip width, shoulder width, or maybe even slightly bigger than that. You're gonna hold the weight above your head. The goal is to keep your hips nice and stable, not move your legs. And you're just circling around over your head with the weight. You can have your elbows bent, or you can straighten them. The bigger your circle, the more you're working your core. All right, here we go, 1 minute. We're gonna go 30 seconds in one direction and 30 seconds in the other direction, and I'll tell you when to switch. Almost there. And switch directions. Remember, you're trying to keep your hips stable. You want the motion to come from your trunk and upper body. You got it. And time, beautiful. All right, from here, we're actually gonna set the weights to the side. We're gonna go all the way down, get in a good tabletop position. And then from here, you're gonna go down onto your forearms. Now, this is another one, we're gonna do 30 seconds on each side. You're gonna hold your leg out, toe just touching the ground. You're just gonna do straight leg kicks for 30 seconds. Then we'll switch and go straight into the other side. 1 minute, here we go. You want your toe to come down right to the ground, but not to rest on it. Keep the weight supported by those muscles in the posterior chain. And reach just as high as is comfortable for you. That'll depend on your own hip flexibility. Getting close to the halfway point. And switch. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. All right. From here, we're going to go down on our back. for a weighted hip bridge. What weight you use for this is up to you. I use a little heavier weight for this one. So I've got my heavier weight ready. You're gonna lay all the way flat on your back, feet planted, and you're gonna rest your weight across your hips. Use your hands just to keep it from rolling, and then you're just pushing up. 1 minute, here we go. Nice and steady, letting your glutes do all the work. Maybe the backs of your legs as well. Thirty more seconds. Slow and steady. If you need to stop and reset your feet, go for it. Sometimes you shift a little bit as you're doing these. And time, beautiful. All right, for the next one, I'm gonna go down to a little lighter weight. We're gonna do a chest press into a skull crusher. So for me, I'm gonna use my medium weight for this. Keeping my elbows nice and tight next to my body, feet planted. I'm pushing up and then lowering back towards my head before coming all the way through the motion back to the beginning. All right, 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Up, lower them back towards the skull, being careful because they're called skull crushers for a reason. Halfway there. And time. Great job. Go ahead and set those weights to the side. Grab some water, and then we've got another round. All right, bring it back in. Starting back at the beginning, we're back to the dumbbell swings or the kettlebell, depending on what you've got accessible. Make sure that your space is clear. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Still driving with your core. Your arms are just swinging. They shouldn't be doing the work on this. Although you might still be feeling it in your triceps after those skull crushers. Halfway there. Keep it up, you got it. And time, beautiful. All right, set one of those to the side. Now we have our side lunge into our upright row. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Keep it going. Halfway done. 30 seconds to go. If you have cranky knees, make those side lunges a little more shallow. If your knees are feeling great, go ahead and lunge a little deeper. And time. All right, we're going into those overhead circles. Bring your feet out fairly wide. Lift it up over your head, and here we go. Remember, we're going to go 30 seconds one direction and then switch. Keep moving, keep breathing. You got this. Halfway there, switch directions. You'll have a little movement through your hips, but try to keep them as stable as possible. This is when you can scale up or down by changing the diameter of your circle. Bigger circle, working harder. Smaller circle makes it a little easier. And time, beautiful. All right, back down to the ground we go for our straight leg kicks. So we're coming down, forearms on the floor, starting with, well, whichever side, it doesn't even matter. All right, 1 minute, here we go. Nice and strong. Keep that leg straight. Reach your heel as high as you can, but how high it goes is totally going to depend on your body. Getting close to the halfway point. And switch sides. If you want to make it a little harder, keep it up higher and don't let your toes touch the floor at all. If you need to scale it down a little, let your toe rest and take some of the weight off between each one. And time, beautiful. All right, from here, we're flipping it over, going into our weighted glute bridge. All the way flat on your back, feet planted, 1 minute, here we go. Try not to let your knees fall out. You want to keep them drawing in towards each other. And you can always adjust your feet if you need to. You're more than halfway there already. Remember to keep breathing. And time, beautiful. All right, last one for this set. We have that chest press into the skull crushers. Remember to keep your elbows in tight to your body. Here we go, 1 minute. Good control in both directions. You don't want to let it just fall, especially on the skull crusher part. Halfway there. And time. Set those weights to the side. You are done with round 2. Grab some water, and we have one more. All right, bring it back in. Last set. Back to those dumbbell swings. If you feel like you're starting to get fatigued, you can lower the weight or even drop it all together and focus just on an empty hand deadlift. All right, here we go. 1 minute. You got this. Finish it strong. Last set. You can do it. Halfway done. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. Again, if your arms are getting fatigued, you can leave off the row on this one and just focus on that side lunge. Here we go. Lunge into upright row. 1 minute. And vice versa. If it's your lower body that's getting fatigued, just focus on the upright row. To do just the upright row, focus on keeping your elbows up and just lifting that dumbbell straight from hanging to right under your chin. Halfway there. Almost done. Keep moving. And time. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're gonna go into that overhead circle. Feet out a little wider than shoulder width. Here we go. 30 seconds one direction. This is another one that you can definitely still do empty hand. So you can always just set the weight down and imagine you're holding a beach ball between your hands and draw in a circle with that. Or if you have a Pilates ball, those work great too. Halfway there, switch directions. If your shoulders are cranky, you can do a similar thing, holding and just swiveling around with the weight held at your chest instead of over your head. It makes the emphasis a little more on your lower core, but it's still a great exercise. And time. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're going down for those straight leg kicks. 30 seconds on each leg. And go. To scale this one up, again, just lift higher and hold longer. You can even add a little pause at the top of each one. Or to scale it the other direction, let those toes rest between each one, taking the weight off the leg. Halfway there, switch sides. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. All right. Flip on over. Grab your weight for that weighted glute bridge. One minute. Here we go. Keep it up. Almost there. Second to last exercise, only one more after this. If this one's starting to feel the burn too, you can push through it, or if you're done, set that weight off to the side and just do a body weight glute bridge. Remember, you can always scale it to what is appropriate for you on that day. And time. Beautiful. All right. Last one. We're going into that chest press into the skull crushers. Make sure you're set, feet flat on the floor. And here we go. A good way to scale this one, if your arms are starting to get fatigued, is instead of doing 2 dumbbells, 1 in each hand, just set one to the side, turn the other one sideways, and do the same thing, holding it with both hands. Halfway there. That cuts your weight in half and helps you keep in nice and tight, so you're getting maximum benefit. And time. Go ahead and set those weights down, grab some water, and then we're going to stretch. All right, guys, make sure your weights are set off to the side, clear your space. And then we're going to start with bringing our feet out nice and wide, reaching one arm up, slide the other arm down, get a good side bend in. From there, we're going to sweep that arm all the way down, rest for a minute in the center. Take a nice deep breath and then roll up. Now from here, we're gonna go to the other side. Nice big side bend, sliding that other hand down your leg for a little extra support. And then swing it down through the middle and rest at the bottom. Let gravity help you unwind a little. From here, before we come up, we're gonna raise up just enough so our hands are off the ground. Arm circles in one direction. And then in the other direction. And then you're gonna walk your hands out a little bit, press into your palms, just until you feel a nice stretch through your upper back and shoulders. Another nice deep breath here. And then we're gonna walk those hands in, toe heel our feet in, and roll all the way up. Roll those shoulders down and back. Bring one arm across your chest. Look out over that shoulder. Come back to center. Other arm across your chest. And then look out over that shoulder. Release that arm. Nice big stretch up over your head. Maybe a little gentle back bend in there. Roll all the way forward one more time, this time with your feet in closer. And one more big deep breath. Let everything loose. Roll up nice and slow. Roll those shoulders down and back, and you are done.